Good morning, everyone. It is about 10 after 8. I'm Lisa Budeau. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live, or maybe you're listening on the podcast later in the day. It is Tuesday. Let's not go back to Monday. It is Tuesday, June 28th, just after 8 o'clock today. A little bit cooler weather. A lot of people are enjoying this. Not as humid as it has been out there as well. Lydia was talking. She had some video this morning. Some people did see some small hail up in North Fargo overnight as well. So I live in West Fargo. I didn't see any of it. Today in the 70s, but 80s will be back for tomorrow. We could see some showers pop up today. She's been tracking some showers on the radar, so you could see that today. You could see some tomorrow. Just be aware. But if you love the heat like I do, don't worry, the heat will be back. Today in the 70s might be the perfect day to have lunch outside. And if you don't have lunch plans yet, you might want to head on over to Choice Bank. That's where the Go Hawaiian for Hospice is happening today. $10 donation will get you some pulled pork, pineapple. They're going to have people playing a ukulele. Maybe you could even get a grass skirt and a lei before you head on out there. So that's happening 11 to 1 today at Choice Bank. That's in South Fargo. Go Hawaiian for Hospice. So, of course, a win-win. Great food and helping out a great cause. So here are some of your top headlines for the morning. We found out this morning that a driver in Grand Forks was ticketed after driving their vehicle into an apartment building. This happened at the Stone Creek Apartments last night. Apparently, police tell us a 29-year-old woman was trying to correct her bad parking job. She accidentally hit the gas pedal and hit the curb and drove right into the apartment. Luckily, no one was hurt. Also up in Grand Forks, they're putting the search for a man who they believe is in the Red River on hold for now. Police have been looking for this 22-year-old man from Hennepin County since last Wednesday. Right now they say because of the rising water level and low visibility, they're going to wait a while. They did do 2 big searches over the weekend and they were not able to find the man. So we'll continue to follow that and let you know when they decide to go back into the water. This is an update from a story we were talking about quite a bit yesterday. We're working to see if a Fargo man will face any charges after running over a woman with his motorcycle after she was thrown from her own bike. The woman has now died from her injury, so that could change the case. Police tell us 21-year-old Tessa Holt was driving on South University on Sunday night when she lost control of her bike and she was thrown off. Shortly after, 21-year-old Elijah Fields hit her with his motorcycle while Holt was on the ground. And accidents not new to Elijah Fields, because we actually learned this morning as well, that he was involved in a crash back in March. He was the one who was actually hit by a car. An 18-year-old driver hit him while he was on his motorcycle. Troopers told us that motorcycle was dragged for about a block, and that's when the car actually caught fire. He suffered pretty serious injuries in that crash, and we are working to find out if the driver of that car was charged or if we'll see any follow-up on that story as well. Street racing, well, they took to the air to stop it once again. 40 citations were written as police tried to track down on that street racing. They did a sting. We talked about this quite a bit. They're now going up in a highway patrol airplane. This is the second time they've done this, targeting reckless drivers, street racers. They nabbed 7 people for speeding, 3 for exhibition driving, 6 for driving under suspension. And this one we didn't see coming, but very interesting in this latest sting over the weekend. Police also found a laser being used to interfere with the highway patrol's airplane while they were doing this sting operation. They were able to track down the home in West Fargo where that laser was being used. They interviewed the people there. We're hearing now a report is being forwarded to the FAA because, as you probably know, pointing a laser at an airplane is a federal crime. Here's a major update. A lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with that land where the old Kmart was in Fargo. Of course, it's been torn down. The plan was to have an 88-unit senior housing building put up there, but now city commissioners have been told that the land is not suitable for that large of a project, so it's being scaled back to about 39 units. Crews are still hoping to break ground on that Kmart land in October, and hopefully the project should be complete by next year, just smaller than initially planned. Looking at some of our national headlines now, this is a big story. Today, federal investigators are expected to arrive in Missouri as they try to figure out what led to a deadly derailment. We know 3 people have died, at least 50 were hurt. 300 people were on the train at the time. Apparently, the Amtrak hit a dump truck around 1 yesterday afternoon. That crash happened at an uncontrolled intersection. There were no lights or gates in that area. Another devastating tragedy that we're talking about today. Nearly 50 people trying to cross the U.S. southern border in Texas were found dead in the back of a tractor trailer. This happened in San Antonio on a 100-degree day. Officers there are calling it one of the deadliest attempts to cross the border in recent years. Also today, an update, the Congressional Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol insurrection will be having its 6th public hearing today and says it has some new evidence. This comes actually as a surprise because a lot of people were thinking that the committee was going to take a break heading into the 4th of July holiday. But this is what we do know at this point. Cassidy Hutchinson, an aide to former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, is expected to testify today. And of course, you can watch that coverage this afternoon on WDAY. The FDA Advisory Committee is also set to meet today to discuss maybe some changes in the COVID vaccine, looking at different strain-specific COVID-19 vaccines. The current vaccines are based on the virus that emerged in late 2019, but now experts are looking at whether they should specifically target the Omicron variant. So should be interesting. Of course, you've probably heard this before. Health officials are now anticipating that COVID vaccines will need to be given every year, similar to what we do right now with the flu shot. I feel like I'm about the only one who has not gone to see this movie yet. If you have gone to see Top Gun Maverick, well, you're in good company. The movie has now surpassed $1 billion in the box office. That means it's Tom Cruise's first ever $1 billion movie in his more than 40-year career. And they say a lot of this is because people 35 plus are flocking to theaters, which is a demographic that's usually shows a little more hesitancy in going to the movies. So I guess I'll have to get there. Waiting for a rainy day. Dom is back on Hot Mic today. He's going to be on WDAY Extra from 9 to 11. You can also watch that on InForum.com. We're talking a little bit this morning about NDSU wide receiver Phoenix Sproles. He's going to be joining the show to preview his senior season. Not only that, but also chats about the recruitment of his younger brother, who is a 5-star recruit and is actually the top player in Minnesota. So you won't want to miss that. He'll be on around 9:35, but of course, Hot Mic is on from 9 to 11. And talking about going to InForum.com, the number just keeps on growing. Every time I look at the GoFundMe page for North Dakota's only abortion clinic, there was the GoFundMe page, I think started 4 days ago to raise money to help make the move to Moorhead. As of this morning, like more than $750,000. There's an article in the paper. It's a Robin Hubner story. What is that money going to be used for? Work needed at the new clinic location in Moorhead includes replacement of an outdated heating system, ventilation, AC, security system. But the first line of the article, the head of the abortion clinic says she's not yet ready to reveal the location of the new clinic in Moorhead, in part because of serious security concerns. So some interesting new information in that article. And of course, you can find that Robin Hubner article at InForum.com. Those stories and of course much more. Your weather, as I said, it's going to be a little bit cooler today. We're tracking some showers as well. All of your local news, weather, sports, all in one place at InForum.com. And of course, you can stay connected to your community with all of your local news. You can get your first 3 months of unlimited access to InForum.com for 99 cents for the first 3 months. So can't beat that deal. All right, enjoy your Tuesday, everyone. You can tune in for our evening newscast. That starts at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And of course, we'll be back. First news every weekday morning, weekends as well, starting at 5 a.m. here Monday through Friday. Have a great day, everyone.